Hello guys and welcome back to Living in the Bay. It's been a while since we bagged that IS350. Hopefully the owner is enjoying that car right now, but I do want to see you back when everything's done to it and everything that he wanted to do to it, because that was a nice car. But today I want to introduce you to my personal project. This hunk of steel right here is a 67 Lincoln Continental convertible. Like most convertible Continental in this era, the top doesn't work. The previous owner did tell me through the people in the shops that he asked, the top harness could be broken, and I actually verified that, so I'll show you guys that later on. It does drive, it stops, it steers, and I've had the family in it a few times already, but the last time it actually vapor locked on us, so that prompted me to want to fix and upgrade a few things here and there, and I'll show you guys that. A little background on myself. I don't have a lot of experience with classics. I have owned a couple before. Back in Virginia, I had a 69 Pontiac Catalina, 4-door, but I didn't have a place or a means to fix that car, so I had to get rid of it. When I moved here in California, I had a Buick Special, 2-door, 3 on the tree. I did a couple things on that one, motor swap and disc brake upgrade, and basic stuff. But that also, I didn't have a place to store it, so I had to get rid of that. This time around, I actually got the car that I've been wanting for a few years now, and fortunately enough, we have a place to store the car, so we could actually work on it. I don't usually work on classics or anything else outside of what I'm used to. I used to be a Honda Acura technician for a few years. I'm currently working as a fleet mechanic. Generally, we have Fords and Internationals and tractors and stuff. So this will be a learning experience for me, generally, mostly. And for you guys that's following, we're gonna work on this, do a few upgrades and fix a couple things, and we'll talk about what we've done so far and what the future goals is for the car. So with the car vapor locking, we went ahead and replaced the mechanical pump with an electric fuel pump. It was a Holley Mighty Might 47 psi fuel pump. That's back there by the tank. And this is where the old mechanical pump used to be. We put a cover on it, took the rod out. Pump went into this regulator with this gauge that I was told is not needed, but they're there and we're running it. Inline filter to the carburetor that looks tired and old, but works somewhat. I think we're going to replace that with the Edelbrock 1406 version 2. Oh, the inline filter has a return port that we're actually using also. Returns to the pump. What else? The coil. So we replace this coil with a Flamethrower 2 coil. What else did we replace? Oh, the wires. As you can see, the wires are brand new. The wires are a 8mm Taylor wires. Went with red, kind of to match the car. The cap we also replaced. The cap was pretty good. It's not loose like most of them are. We replaced the rotor inside and the igniter to Epitronics. We took the condenser and points out of it. This is the bracket for the AC compressor. that's what we're using for now. Well, we took the compressor off. Well, I'll show you guys later why we took the compressor off. We just tagged the lines here for now until we replace it. And the spark plug's also been replaced. This is the shiniest part of the engine bay, as you can see. This is a Mustang 3-core radiator from Champion with a Derail or Derale, however you want to say it, high CFM fan. Reservoir right down there. Works. Let's go to the other side. So guys, here we installed a Mazier 45-degree swivel water neck. I think it came from a LS or a Chevy 350. It's one of them. I wanted to use this because it has a port, and I wanted to use the port to run a BMW dual fan switch. These switches come in 2 different temperature range, and I got the 190 to 200, I believe, and the other lower one is 180 to 190. How it works is the first fan engages at the lower temp, and the second fan engages at the higher temp. They're designed, if you run AC, that when the AC is on, the second fan runs, or if you get to a certain temperature, however you want to wire it up. So I'm running that. Both fans do shut off once you get down to 185 degrees or below. And the stock motor ran at 210, so it's kind of high. Inside is a 195 thermostat, same as the stock one. I might change that to a 180. And that is where the temperature gauge sensor is. Luckily enough, it was already tapped for a 3/8, so I didn't have to mess with that. That's a plus. The gauge does indicate that the fluid is running at most 220 to 230, and that's really hot. So the problem is that the fans run at an extended period of time because of where the location of the switch is. It's right after the thermostat, and it's far away from the radiator. And the fan is only cooling the fluid inside the radiator. Having to have to find a way to install the fan switch closer to the radiator, or maybe in line with the outlet hose. And also the gauge is reading 220 to 230, and I don't know if it's the difference between the material of the fitting and the intake manifold, or it's just a crappy sensor or gauge. But in any case, I'll be moving that closer to the radiator. Here is the hose. I got like 4 hoses that look like they might work, and I made one of them work. This side right here actually has a reducer to reduce it to the inlet size of the radiator. So guys, story time. When we were working on this car, we got it all back together. We test drove it to Home Depot, I think. We got there, did our thing, came out, and the car was dead. It was deader than fried chicken. So I figured it was just the fans running down the battery. So we got a jump, and 4 miles going home down the road, died again. Called AAA, got on a tow truck, hashtag Lincoln Life, right? We got it home, slapped a new battery in it just to get it inside the garage, got it inside, and needless to say, it was just the alternator gave out. It wasn't charging, and it was just done with life. So we ended up replacing it with this Tough Stuff 150 amp, I believe, 150 amp alternator. We also upgraded the ground and power. We effectively did a big 3 upgrade in the engine bay. The alternator also is running a single belt pulley. It works, but I was told that I needed to use the dual belt pulley from the old alternator. So
we'll be replacing that when we dig into this car again. The old alternator also ran a external regulator that I didn't have a chance to remove. So it should be right here somewhere, right there. That's where the unit is, and the harness runs underneath the radiator. So we'll be removing that soon. Yeah. So guys, that's it. It's taking me a mighty long time to finish this video here, and life just seems too busy for me here lately, but hopefully in the future we'll be more consistent on putting out these videos, especially this Lincoln that we have here. To the keen observer, you can tell that the garage has actually changed a lot. Boxes have moved, stuff has disappeared, like that LS motor back there is gone. So thanks guys, peace.